12 Angry Men, 1957, detailed film summary 12 jurors, one case, and a battle between justice and prejudice. Introduction. In a sweltering New York City courthouse, 12 jurors gather in a small jury room to decide the fate of a young defendant accused of murdering his father. The case seems open and shut, several witnesses testified against the boy, and the evidence appears overwhelming. If convicted, he will face the death penalty. But justice isn't always as simple as it seems. The initial vote, 11 versus 1. The jurors take an initial vote. 11 jurors vote guilty, but one man, juror number 8, Henry Fonda, votes not guilty. His reason? He isn't convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. Tension immediately rises. The other jurors are frustrated, wanting to wrap up quickly and go home. But juror number 8 insists on discussing the case in detail, believing that a boy's life deserves at least a conversation. Breaking down the evidence. As the deliberations continue, juror number 8 methodically dissects the prosecution's case. The old man's testimony: a key witness claimed to have heard the murder and seen the boy running away. But upon closer examination, the jurors realize the old man's story doesn't align with the timeline. The woman's eyewitness account: another witness, a woman, claimed she saw the crime through a window. But she wears glasses and wouldn't have had them on while in bed, making her testimony unreliable. The murder weapon: the prosecution claimed the knife used in the murder was one of a kind. But juror number 8 pulls out an identical knife he bought from a nearby store, proving the weapon was not unique. One by one, doubts creep into the minds of the jurors. Heated arguments and clashing personalities. Tensions flare as different personalities collide. Juror number 3, Lee Jacob, a hot-tempered man with a strained relationship with his own son. His personal biases cloud his judgment, making him the most aggressive in pushing for a guilty verdict. Juror number 10, a prejudiced man who assumes the boy is guilty because of his background. His racist rant disgusts the other jurors, and they eventually turn their backs on him. Juror number 9, the elderly man, supports juror number 8's reasoning and adds new insights that weaken the prosecution's case. One by one, jurors begin changing their votes as they reevaluate the evidence. The turning point: 6 versus 6. What started as 11 to 1 in favor of guilty is now evenly split at 6 to 6. The room is now divided, and even more arguments break out. The case, once so obvious, now seems full of holes. The final votes and breakdown of a man. After more debates and logical reasoning, only one juror remains unconvinced, juror number 3. But it becomes clear that his anger stems from his personal resentment toward his son, not from the evidence itself. In an emotional climax, juror number 3 breaks down and finally votes not guilty. The verdict is now unanimous: the defendant is acquitted. The jurors leave the room, having changed not only their votes but also their perspectives on justice, fairness, and human nature. Conclusion: a masterpiece of justice. 12 Angry Men is not just a courtroom drama, it's a powerful study of bias, justice, and the power of reasonable doubt. It shows how one man's courage to question the system can change the course of someone's life. What do you think? Was the jury right in their final verdict? Let us know in the comments below. Like, comment and subscribe. Enjoyed the breakdown? Subscribe to FilmFlix Uncovered for more deep dive movie summaries.